Hello out there, everybody. All my crafty friends. Well, everybody who watches me anyway. It's not everybody. I've been working pretty hard the last couple of weeks on several journals. So I've got several journals coming up to share with you, and they will be going in my Etsy shop. And then I have a couple of personal things I want to share with you because I feel like all I'm ever sharing is kind of things that I'm making to sell, but I do actually have some things I'm working on for me. I do scrapbook and journal. Well, I don't do much scrapbooking anymore. I do more of these types of books and stuff, and I'm behind. I'm like over a year behind on my stuff, but I got some older projects I want to share. But I wanted to share this. I love this book. I found this book on Etsy, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. It's called I Love You, MaryJane. And it's a little bit different. I kept the story intact, kind of like I do with the Golden Books, but it's a little bit different. Of course, it's different than the Golden Books, but it's got 3 signatures, and I use this really cool fabric. There's a little fray spot right here, but I've glued it down. It's not going anywhere. I found this at a thrift store, and it was a pillowcase, and it was kind of quilted, but I took the layers apart and just used this layer. And then I put a charm on it with some really cool buttons and glass beads and a key, and there's a little ladybug. So, and I used the wax linen thread on this. And this, this just moves up out of the way so that you can look through the book. And I put the corners on it, put the book corners on it. So get this to focus. And it's a little bit larger. I think it's like, I didn't bring my ruler in here, of course, but I'll put the dimensions in here. I'm still debating whether I want to put a pocket or something right here. I think it needs something right here. So I am going to add a pocket. I'm just still working on that in my brain. So hopefully I'll get that done this weekend. And then I put a big doily here, but I did tack this down because it's so fragile and it was starting to tear just a little bit. And then I made this a pocket. There's stitching all throughout. I hope you could see that. So there's a lot of sewing in here. A lot of sewing, a lot of tags. So I mixed old, I love mixing the old with the new. So I took some little cards that come in a paper kit and made some little tags. So that's a little pocket right there. And then this is just the book. This is the actual book page, so you can see the nice yellowing of the age of it. It's a 1967 book. And then I paper clipped several things in here so that you could, put them where you want. And then there's a little paper clip with a bead on it. This is the envelope made from a Mother Goose book. So that's in here. Right. And you can put that. I thought she was cute. And look, she's got a little, you can see that, she's got a little toy. Oh, she's carrying a bunch of toys. I thought it was hanging out of her pocket for a second. So that's in there. And then I mixed in scrapbook paper, some of my favorite scrapbook papers, and little fabric tabs of vintage buttons, and left a lot of space. There's a lot of blank space in here for journaling and for you to do what you want. And then I added some sleeves in here so you can put pictures or whatever you want in there. Pockets, lots of pockets, some little tags. And just stitch some fabric on, writing paper, some of my tea-dyed paper. I love this scrapbook paper here. It's a double-sided scrapbook paper that I made into a pocket here. And then in the signatures on this one, I tied a little button down to the bottom. Now, if you don't like these things hanging off, you can always cut this. You can cut these back and you can use these little buttons and trinkets other places. It's another little card. And this just says, love this. I did staple that on. Some more little cards. One says today and date. These little banners that you see are stickers, and they came from October Afternoon. So a little collection that I bought off of Peachy Cheap, and this is one of those cards, or two of those cards that came out of that. And then I just stuck a little label here on the outside of that pocket, just kind of showing, giving you an idea of what you can do with these, which I think that's I got this idea from Brooke. I saw Brooke over at Recreations by Brooke do this, and I just, you know, my brain just never went there. I never thought about doing that, so I'm starting to do that in some of my books because I really like it. And I've got a ton of those I need to use. Just put a little ducky sticker here. And then she is just clipped on with a little paper clip. And since this is about a birthday party, I thought, you know, this would be a great book to, you know, document birthday parties or just celebrations or, you know, whatever. And then, so I put this pocket in. This is a vintage piece that I bought. I think I bought this off of Etsy. I don't think this was in what I bought from Brooke, but it's really, really pretty. And I made a pocket out of it, and then I just stitched some, well, I actually glued that little piece of fabric up there and put the little flower. And this little flower came off of a piece of crochet lace I got from Brooke. And then I made a little tag in here, one of my little index card tags, with an image that I printed off of Pinterest. It's a Eloise Wilkins image, and just stitched some little, you know, stitched all around and made like a little cluster kind of tag with that. And then made this into a pocket. And up here, I just stapled a little label and a little flower here. It was a little fragile through here where I had stitched, so I just wanted to make sure that that didn't tear apart. And in here, I made a big tag out of a recycled folder. You know when you have files at work and you have like in and out things that people sign? I had a girl at work give me a bunch of these, and I cut them up, and I thought they were great for journaling, you know, because they've already got the lines and everything. And then this is a little milk cap that I got from the Brown Pear on Etsy. So I just thought it worked perfect in here for this. So it's a big pocket, so you could put, you know, several other things in here too. And it just fits right there, just like that. So, right, I gotta hurry because but you can see the beautiful yellowing of these pages. Now this side I did not tack down. I'm gonna give you that option. And then here's the book. So in some of this I reinforced with fabric, but the book is actually about MaryJane is a dog, and all these little kids get together and give her a birthday party. And the illustrations in it are just, I love it. And the paper is almost like linen, but it's 1967. You can see that the copyright is 1967. I had a lot of fun, and I took my time, you know, had a lot of fun making this book. Just really cute. Some more vintage, like cross-stitch type linen. And they're fishing with MaryJane the dog. Some vellum, and just stitch this little piece on here. Pockets with a bunch of little tags and stuff in here. I'm not going to pull all that out because, you know, I don't have a lot of time. I want you to see this whole thing. Some more little really pretty fabric, vintage fabric with some little buttons on a ball pin. And I kept the story. I tried not to distract from the illustrations and the story in here with what I put in here. I tried to put a lot of stuff on the front signature and the last signature, another little piece of that linen. And it's like a cross stitch. Anyway, another little banner, little birdie, and this is cardstock. And then this is the party. This is everybody leaving the party. But anyway, I tried to keep this, so the story's all in there in the middle signature, and I tried to, you know, give you lots of little things that you can use and lots of space, you know, in the rest of the book to journal and put pictures. This is another one of those pieces from that file folder, and I just stitched a little tab up top, paper tab up top, and made this a pocket. And there's acetate here, so you could put a picture on here and just slide that in, or, you know, whatever you want to put in there. Another little fabric tab with a little vintage button. And this is a little button that Brooke sent me when I ordered some stuff from her. It's a little pole button. Little piece of that acetate. Some tracing paper. Some more tea-dyed paper. Another little sleeve, and this is like 4x6. Put a picture and put pictures in there. A beautiful piece of ledger paper that Renee over at GT Design sent me. Thank you, Renee. And thank you, Brooke. Another little pretty piece of fabric with a little bead. And there's, you know, there's all kinds of, from the stitching, I just left the strings and stuff. You can cut that off if you don't like it. So here's another pocket, and this is a sticker. More bunch of little journaling spots. There's a bunch of little journaling pieces in here. This is a big envelope, and there's some extra goodies in there. The other side of that pocket. This is part of the book paper. Really nice linen paper. The other side of that ledger. The other side of the pocket with the, this one has two, like 3x4s on this side. And this was just a little image in the back of the book of MaryJane running off. This one I put one of my handmade buttons on here with a vintage button. And a lot of these buttons came, I had one of my customers send me some beautiful, beautiful bag full of buttons. And I used a lot of those in here because they went perfect. Just another couple little pieces of banner there. So thank you. You know who you are. And I did a envelope on the back page. So you can put, there's nothing in there now, but you can put things in here. And this just tucks, this is one of my handmade butterfly embellishments. And then I left this, so it's tacked down here, but I left this open so you could stick things in there. And then this is even the back of the book has, you can see this, okay. Even the back of the book has this awesome illustrations on it, and I think that's a little bird. If you can see that little bird right there. I'm shaking my camera now because I want to be focused. But anyway, I just been working on this one for a while. I debated keeping it for my granddaughter, but you know, I can't keep everything. I just can't. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. And please leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. And, you know, if you have any ideas about here, I'm thinking a pocket or a fabric pocket. I just hadn't decided yet, but I'm going to put something there. If you have any great ideas for me, let me know. And let me know what you think. And like and subscribe if you want to see more of my work. And thank you guys. I love you all. Thanks again for all your love and support. Have a great day. Bye.